IUPAC. She's the project coordinator of Global Women Breakfast and a STEM advocate. She has won numerous awards. She works with UNESCO twice, and she's also a member of American Chemical Society. Please welcome
Adebola.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are rounding up. I know you've been on the stage for a while, but I believe you are picking one or two things. This is just the beginning of the project. This is just the start of the project. The main one is still bringing girls together to see how we can impact and make a difference. My presentation, actually the presentation was prepared by one of my graduate students, my doctoral students, who cannot presently be available. He is Dr. Babafemi Babalola. He is a manager at the Jawura Environmental Services in Port Harcourt. He has a PhD in analytical and environmental chemistry. He's a young man, but I'm going to make a presentation on behalf of the two of us. And the title of my presentation is Environmental Sustainability and Climate Change. I know now we are all feeling very uncomfortable. The farm, they are not behaving, the weather is becoming so hot, even our water is becoming so hot. That is telling you that something is fundamentally going on. So when we talk about environmental sustainability, what are we saying? Environmental sustainability is just the ability of the current generation to meet their needs without compromising the ability of the next generation to meet theirs. What I'm saying is, we all enjoy AC. If there is no AC, we enjoy, surfing on the internet. We enjoy driving exotic cars. For those that are secondary school students, I know they also, want to hold a car sometimes one day. All those doesn't come cheap. They are from somewhere. We know of renewable resources and non-renewable resources. So when we get the resources to make life better now for this generation, we shouldn't compromise the ability of the next generation to meet their needs. We must ensure a balance between economic growth, environmental care, and social well-being. When we talk about a good life comes, with technology, advancement in technology, as well as waste generation. When we look at ourselves this morning, I know all of us in this room, we have generated one kind of waste or the other, yes or no? And we are still generating. Where does those waste, where does it go to? The environment. So for us to have a sustainable environment, we must take care of what? Of the environment. And the UN Sustainable Development Agenda came up with 17 goals, which ranges from no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation and infrastructure, reduce inequality, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on land, peace and justice, partnership to achieve the goal. What does that mean? All what we have put together, that the UN Sustainable Development Agenda is all about, we all need to come together to achieve it. We cannot achieve sustainable goals if we don't come together to work together. Then, sustainability recognizes safer manufacturing. Whatever we manufacture, we must do it in such a way to reduce what? Environmental pollution. Then we have business activities, we have programs as biodiversity and conservation, resource conservation and recycling, energy conservation and prevention as the basis for environmental sustainability. Then to the key issue, the climate change. Climate change is key factor to environmental sustainability. And what is climate change? Climate change is all about significant changes in global temperature, precipitation, wind patterns, and other measures of climate that occur over several decades or longer. And what causes climate change? Carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, fluorinated gases that are there in the atmosphere. They are the major causes of greenhouse effects. Those gases I just mentioned, they are greenhouse gases. Some of our people are fond of, once they generate waste, they put the waste together, put it on fire. When you burn your waste, do you know what you are generating? Does anybody know the harmful substances you are generating? Carbon dioxide. Apart from carbon dioxide, there is something we call dioxin and furan. There are 30 substances that can cause cancer. They persist in the environment. They are called endocrine disruptors. They can do a lot of harm to people that are exposed to such chemical substances. So when you have waste, we should discourage burning of what? Burning of waste. Because while burning waste, you are generating, apart from greenhouse gases, you are also generating dioxin and furan. And the gases that we generated that goes into the atmosphere, they serve as blankets and they trap sun's heat. So instead of the radiation to escape into the atmosphere, they cover them in such a way that those heat radiation, they are not being able to escape into the atmosphere, thus causing global warming and climate change. And global warming is all about the slow increase in the average temperature of the Earth. I believe if we are familiar with what goes on internationally, this year, those temperate regions like the UK, they experience heat waves. UK recorded temperatures as high as 41 degrees Celsius this year. That is telling us that something is fundamentally wrong. Climate change is real, global warming is real, because we can feel the impact, we can see it, we can feel it. And because of an increase in the amount of the energy striking the earth from the sun, then the atmosphere is being warm, it's being warmer, and that is why we are feeling the impact. If you look at the next slide, I have a diagram that shows the natural greenhouse effect and the human enhanced greenhouse effect. In the natural greenhouse effect, the level of greenhouse gases are not that much. But when we burn waste, vehicular emission, via transportation, not even only land transportation, aircraft and all that, they generate a lot of what? Greenhouse gases that try to envelope us, and they do not allow solar radiation to be re-radiated, the heat to be re-radiated back into the space. So presently, less heat escapes into space and more heat is being re-emitted into the atmosphere. This diagram also shows what we are talking about. If you look at this diagram, the greenhouse gases trap energy, causing warmer atmosphere. Because of warmer atmosphere, we have more evaporation, we have warmer ocean, there is melting of snow and ice, we have changing conditions for plants and animals. In fact, some goes into extinction. There are some plants and animals that are no more in existence because they cannot cope with the present weather condition. Then, when you talk about causes of climate change is caused by greenhouse gases. And some of the even natural factors, if you follow the trend, last week Monday, there is an earthquake in Turkey and Syria. Those are natural factors that release gases and emissions into the atmosphere. And other anthropogenic sources, we have industry. Industry generates like 21%, energy 10%, electricity and heat production 25%, agriculture, forestry and other land use like 24%, transportation generates like 14%. So natural processes, as I've said, like volcanoes, tectonic plate movement, all this generates, gases that contribute to climate change. Then we have human activities such as burning of fossil fuels, destruction of forests. In fact, when you destroy forests, what are you doing? You are reducing biodiversity because that is an habitat for some organisms. So when you go and cut lots of wood from the forest, you are removing the habitat of those organisms. What will happen to them? Once there is no other place to go, then they, with time, they become extinct. Then, impact of climate change. Some of the impacts of climate change as we see presently even in Nigeria. During the rainy season, we all know what happened in the Niger Delta. And what is that? Flood. There was high rainfall and that leads to what? Flooding. It is impact, one of the impacts of climate change. Then long drought. If you are familiar with what goes on globally, presently in Sudan, in Kenya, there is drought, no water. For 2 years now, there was no rainfall. You know what that means? How are we going to feel if we don't have rainfall for one season? So you cannot imagine countries where for 2 years they have not experienced a single drop of water called rain. It is an impact of climate change. Then we have rise in sea level because there is so much rainfall. Water in the sea becomes to rise up. Before now, they said coastal regions, they are at risk. When you talk about the larger areas, the Lagos and what have you, the coastal regions, they face the risk of what? Rise in sea level, because with time, the rise in water level can what? Can absorb the land. Then increase in diseases and mosquitoes. It's an impact of climate change. Only God even knows this COVID-19 cannot be linked to what? Climate change. Maybe with scientific evidences, it is possible that with time, some of those diseases that they are not the order of the day can be linked to what? Impact of climate change. Because with climate change, there's going to be increase in diseases and what have you. Then we have increase in temperature and heat waves. That's why now we are feeling uncomfortable, because the weather out there is so hot. It is telling us that climate change, global warming, they are real. Then coral bleaching is also, once the coral environment is affected, the life in coral reefs are also going to be what? Affected. And once it is affected, then a time will come that we might not get fish to eat, because the habitat of those species are being what? Are being tampered by our indiscriminate generation of waste. In fact, there is one important thing now that affects the aquatic environment. Are you familiar with this? Is anybody familiar with what is affecting the aquatic life presently in their habitat? We all have a bottle of water in front of us. Yes, after drinking this water, what happens to the bottle? Indiscriminate what? Dumping here and there. When there is rain, when we wash them into the sea, we forget that the seas and oceans, they are habitat for some organisms. So the risk, plastic waste is a risk presently to aquatic life. Plastic pollution. So fishes now have their plastic particles in their system. Then extreme winds and stronger storms. Like 2 Mondays ago, there was a terrible storm in Ibadan, yes or no? Yes. They have blew away so many roofs and what have you. It is telling you that climate change is what? Is real. Then loss of species. Some species that are in existence with time, climate change will affect their existence, and once they are affected, it will also affect our food security. Because we enjoy fresh fish, we like tilapia fish very well. Are we taking care of their habitat? No. So we should be careful how we handle waste. Then to mitigate climate change, we need policy. They talk about chemistry and law the other time. There is a course we call environmental law. You as a chemist, you can specialize in that aspect of chemistry where you study environment and you study policy that guides, you make policy that guides what? The environment. There is environmental law. Then business can also modify their processes. If you are producing this water, generating 100% waste, you can change your process to generate what? Less waste. Once you generate less waste, you are going to reduce what? Climate change impact. Then we need to raise awareness, which is what we are doing presently. Part of this program, we talk about environmental sustainability, and we need to raise awareness to individuals, to government, to businesses, to let them know that there is need for us as a goal to reduce the impact of climate change. Then other sustainability tips, go zero waste. On individual level, we can reduce what we generate. As society, as community, we can reduce, we can go zero waste. We can reuse plastic bags, plastic bottles. Instead of after using it to throw it away, you want to drink water and then go and buy it. You are not mindful of the environment. We have to, consider sustainability. Then use of rechargeable batteries, donate old cell phones, use energy efficient devices, be more greener in terms of energy and transportation, use less water to flush, then turn off water. In fact, this is very common around here. We are not mindful of electricity as well as water. You want to fetch this bottle of water, you can waste 10 bottles while fetching only 1 bottle. We are not only wasting the water, we are wasting energy, and we are contributing to what? Climate change. So let's reduce waste to the best of our ability. Let's be more sustainable in all what we do and to have a better environment. Thank you for your attention.
Please let's give another round of applause. And then we move on to entertaining questions. We have questions from, okay. Please let's signify we have questions.
From here? Okay. Come back to this side. From the 3 presentations, current chemistry and then environmental conservation.
In countries that experience long periods of drought, does it affect like their water supply in the commercial sector? Affect their water supply in the commercial sector, like you also said.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Almost, just 2 seconds. Yeah. So, don't worry, I'm going to make it. This is what will happen. I'm trying to reach out to someone. I've reached out to him, but he's not to come and take this stuff. Yes. So I'm going to call him. I'll try his number again. Just the man.
Was that to do another course when you're in science class. Like in science class, I was supposed to do an action or an course.
Good afternoon. My question is to the environmental sustainability and climate change. 3.4 to 3.8% of the total gas emissions, green gas emissions. My question is this: the other countries like China and US being the major emitter of all these gases, what are they doing especially, rather than just telling us to keep on working on the gas emissions? They just keep on talking about it and sending money to Africa, but they are not really doing anything on their own plate. If the entire continent of Africa is 3.4% to 3.8% for the past 2 decades, what are they doing especially? And then telling us, what give them the moral right to tell us what to do? Because at the end of the day, they are the ones who have been affected. The drought, the overflowing and everything is really affecting us as a continent, rather than the US and China. But they are the ones who are really admitting it. But they cover it up by playing the moral champions by giving money and every other thing. Thank you very much.
Sorry, please. We'd like to take the questionnaire to the students. Please, the ushers, the protocol will come around and take the questionnaire. Please, people please, you have been done that.
Let me start from the last question. The last question talks about those of us in Africa are not generating and we are at the receiving end. Well, if you follow the trend, it is now everybody's business. This year, as we speak, Chile is still they are facing wildfire. Early in a few months ago, there was flood in California. So the issue of climate change now affects everybody, all the nations, in one way or the other. France, Indonesia, mention it. So it is now real. Everybody now, they are facing one thing or the other that is impacted by climate change. Even those countries like the US that mentioned that are not really interested in finding lasting solutions to the problem. Now they are there in the round table to find solutions. Initially they were not interested. That's why the fact that they are major emitters. For now, it is everybody's problem. You won't believe the level of flood in California this year. So the issue of impact of climate change is affecting everybody. Then somebody said, for those that are facing drought, Kenya lost over 200 elephants to drought. Over 200 to drought. You know what that means? So there is no water anywhere. Once there is no rainfall, there is no water. Rainfall supply water even to the groundwater. So once there is rainfall, once there is scarcity of rainfall, you can't be boast of any water anywhere. People travel miles and miles and miles to get water. So, and we are not even talking about Sahara. That is not Kenya. Is not. We are not talking about Sahara Desert. For that Sahara Desert, no, yeah, that is how it is. Naturally, no water. But presently, even where they've been having water before now, there is no water because there is no rain anywhere. So you can imagine for a country to lose as much as 200 elephants and different other animals. It's called for what? It's called for action. So climate change is real. Then somebody said, I said they should not burn waste. Then how should waste be disposed and recycled so that it won't lead to land pollution and greenhouse effect? If we burn waste, we are releasing chemicals that are dangerous to our